You hear me?
Yes, and you?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see.
I think the music is too loud right now.
It's really good. I really like it.
Let me see. Can you try sharing the screen?
So let me try it. Um, mm, for example, here. Right?
Awesome. Let me. Or maybe hold on. Hmm.
Let me share other screen. Wait.
Hmm. Oh, nice.
Mhm.
How long does the demonstration will take?
I think 3 minutes, maybe,
3 minutes.
just to explain
Cool.
how can I use it and see the transaction in the CCIP. Just that.
Muy bien.
Me gustó.
I gotta tranquilo.
um, it's on my screen, right?
Yeah, I can see the screen right now. It's
Okay.
opening the like a wallet connection pop-up window, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Awesome.
Um, are you using the Rams logo?
The account is from the Startail, that's why maybe.
Okay. Okay.
Hello, Nandini.
Hey Alicia, how are you
Hey,
doing?
Nandini.
Hey
You
Carlos.
you ready for the AMA?
Yeah, can you see me
Amazing.
and hear me?
Awesome.
Yeah, of course. Can you see us right now?
Yes. Yeah.
Nice. Where are you from, by the way?
I'm in New Jersey, in the US.
Oh, nice.
How
Oh,
about you?
nice.
How about you guys?
South Korea?
Nice.
I'm from. I born in Venezuela, but I live in Colombia right now.
Colombia? Okay, nice.
Yes.
Very nice to meet you all.
Me too.
Carlos, did you work with Josh during the implementation? Joshua Chang?
Yes. Yes. Actually, yes.
Nandini, have you checked the concept that we are gonna use on the AMA, like the fairy tale vibe?
Sorry, the what?
Did you check the concept that we will be utilizing in the AMA, like ASTR journey, like a fairy tale vibe?
Yeah, I mean, I've gone through the questions. I guess like the main question is for me like to kind of explain how CCIP works in the background, right?
Yeah. All right.
I have that. Yeah.
It's kind of a really techy stuff today that we are going to talk about today. So I try to make it more fun and easier. So thought about like conceptualizing as like an ASTR journey across the chains.
Yeah. Got it.
Nandini, what is your username in X?
Sorry, come again?
What is your username on X?
Oh yeah, it's not a number. Gee, let me post it.
Sorry. Nice, thank you.
Sure. Not super active on X, but yeah, it works. No time. What's yours, Carlos?
Sorry?
What's yours?
Let me sure. Give me a stuck.
Got it. I'll give you a follow.
Oh, amazing. Me too.
Hello, Zane.
Hey, Zane.
Hey, how's it going? I'm trying to figure out this the background.
No worries.
How are y'all doing?
Doing great. How are you?
Doing good, doing good.
Awesome.
Amazing.
Not.
Awesome.
Oh, everyone can hear us right now?
Oh yeah,
Yes.
only the
Yes.
speakers, and also it is live streaming on the Twitter and YouTube, so maybe users.
Okay, cool. Sounds good. Then I won't say share any alpha yet.
Okay. Yeah. Save it for the outro. Okay. Well, the time is here, so shall we start?
Sure.
Okay. Okay, guys. Thank you so much for joining the AMA today. Today we will be diving into a topic that some of you may have already seen in the joint announcement from ASTR and the Chainlink and the Optimism, which is implementation of ASTR on Sonium with Chainlink CCIP and ERC 7802 compatibility. It may sound pretty technical, so I try to make things a little more fun and easier to follow, like giving ASTR a personality and think and imagine ASTR getting involved like a character during interrupt journey. So this idea came up in my mind, and all AMA planning started with like, what if we imagine ASTR as a character setting off a journey across the chains? So that's the concept behind today's AMA. What a surprise, right? Well, we will explore ASTR's journey toward interoperability in a way that's simple, easy, and hopefully memorable, even if you're not super deep into the depth stuff. So before we jump into the story, let's start by introducing our speakers from each project. First, from Startel, on behalf of ASTR Network and Sonium, we have Carlos here. Carlos, please introduce yourself and say hi.
Sure. Thank you, Alicia, for the introduction, and thank you, everyone. It's a pleasure to me to be here with Zane and Nandini. It's the first time we see you. I'm Carlos from Sarto. I'm working right now as a community manager for ASTR and developer relation for Sarto, and I'm really excited to be here. Thank you.
Thank you, Carlos. We have Nandini here from Chainlink Labs, and she's here to help us like unpack the what is CCIP and actually does why it matters. Can you briefly introduce yourself and your role in Chainlink?
Sure. Hey all, great to be here. I'm Nandini. I'm a product manager at Chainlink Labs, and I focus on CCIP, our cross-chain interoperability protocol. Super excited to have worked with the teams here and continue to work with you all. And yeah, great to be here.
Oh, nice. Thank you. And finally, from Optimism, we have Zane here. Can you introduce yourself? Zane?
Yeah, howdy everyone. My name is Zane. I'm a staff product manager at OP Labs. OP Labs is a core contributor to the OP Stack. The OP Stack is used by Sonium, Base, and other chains as an execution environment. So happy to jam about interop and everything in between.
Oh, nice. Thank you. Yeah, it's a jam, not really a techie AMA. Okay, thank you, everyone, for the introduction, and really great to have you here. So I think now is the timing to start the panel talk. As I mentioned earlier, ASTR is a character that going on a journey across the chain. So I prepared for the short paragraph like a fairy tale vibe. So here's the thing that I conceptualized. Let me read out for you guys. So once upon a time, ASTR only existed on the ASTR network. Then in Startail Town, there lived a kind-hearted developer named Ellen. He took at ASTR and thought, what if ASTR could explore beyond the walls? And so began ASTR's journey, a quest to break boundaries and to connect with other blockchains and to become something more, a truly interoperable token. Like every other great stories, it needs a guide, and Ellen was the guide in this ASTR story. Ellen is a great guy who paved the way for the ASTR. full stack engineer at ASTR, who led the integration of Chainlink CCIP and Superchain ERC20. So now let's turn to our first guest from Startail. Carlos, can you tell us how this journey really began and what motivated Ellen and the ASTR team to give ASTR this new power to move across chains and evolve into the Superchain ERC20 token? Hello, Carlos, you're up.
Sorry, can you hear me, right? I
Oh,
had
yeah.
Okay, amazing. Well, I love this question. Thank you, Alicia, for making it. So let me tell you a story that a little bit techy and a little bit degen and a lot of awesome. So up and up a time, literally, ACTR was born on the Astro network, right? We have this in mind. And it had its home, its people, its purpose, etc. But like any great protagonist, ACTR had this burning desire to grow. And then came Alan. Alan is part of our team Startel, and honestly, is a wizard in disguise. He looked into the ACTR and said, "What if this token didn't just sit on Astro? What if we could live across chains, not a copy, not a rap version, but truly inevitably, right?" Um, that's where this journey really began with a need from freedom. So at the start of in Astro Foundation, we weren't just dreaming about interoperability. We were upset with building something that will actually work across ecosystems. The most important part is secure standards and future growth. So that's when we team up with two absolutely GN, right? The first time is Chainlink CCIP. Chainlink CCIP is a really great technology. And think of like Warpip Mario Kart. That's up you from one world to another. But for tokens, with CCIP, we get the ability to securely teleport ACTR between chains, not breach, not wrap, literally teleport with full audits, trillion rule validations. And then enter ERC 7802, also known as the Superchain ERC20 standard. And Zane will explain us more about this standard. But this is the magic ingredient from Optimus, and that allows token like Aster, ACTR, to mint and born across chains in a standardized way. So instead of inventing some custom spaghetti bridge logic, we implement ERC 7802 and basically give ACTR a universal passport to live across OP chains like Base, Ultimate Mainnet, Sora, and of course, Sony. Um, and the coolest part, what is the coolest part here? ACTR become one of the first token ever to combine CCIP plus ERC 7802. That make is not just multi-chain, but multi-native, right? Um, it is the real version of ACTR, not a copy, not a synthetic. That is where our mission with ACTR on Sony side. This was a massive step for Tower of Us because it's aligned perfectly with Astra broader vision, connecting everyone to Web3. That is our mission, right? That means reducing friction, increasing composability, and creating a seamless experience for builders, users, and yes, of authority token hero, ACTR. So yeah, the mission was simple, interoperability, but to make it awesome. And we believe ACTR is now equipped with to be a true citizen of the superchain. So yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah, thank you. That was really amazing answer. And thank you for breaking it down in such a really fun and clear way. So like every journey has several destination and also new friends comes along the way, which is in this story, CCIP that enabled ASTR to be transferred from ASR network to Sodium. And I'm kind of nervous right now with this mic. Okay, and this was possible with CCIP integration. So Nandini, can you explain what is CCIP and how does it work behind the scenes to make this kind of interoperability possible?
Yeah, absolutely. And Carlos, great storytelling there. I love it. Um, so let me get into a little bit of details of CCIP here. So CCIP, very simply put, is a blockchain interoperability protocol that enables developers such as yourself, right, to build secure applications that can transfer either tokens, data, or a combination of data and tokens in the same message, for example, right? When you're doing a programmable token transfer across different chains, right? And CCIP operates on more than 60 blockchain networks today, including both EVM and non-EVM chains. So one of the key things about CCIP when we designed it was like obviously security and reliability and resilience. So CCIP is underpinned by Chainlink's proven decentralized Oracle infrastructure, and it was designed from the ground up, right, to operate at the very highest levels of security. So what this means practically is that there are multiple decentralized network of nodes with independent node operators that secure the validation on processing of every cross-chain transaction. So we all know like cross-chain, like all the bridge hacks that have happened in the past. So security was like paramount for us when we designed this. And on top of that underlying infrastructure related security, as a design of CCIP, we also natively support features that are important to token developers, such as configurable rate limits. So let's say that means that a token issuer wants to set a certain rate limit going to a particular chain, which is different from another chain. This is totally possible based on the risk appetite, the business, and other design considerations, right? So going to a little bit deeper into how token transfers work and what's possible with CCIP. CCIP supports many token handling mechanisms, right? Sometimes, for example, depending on the token, you may have to lock and mint. Sometimes you may have to burn and mint, or you may choose to burn and mint if you want it native across multiple chains. Sometimes you also may need to do lock and unlock depending on the kind of token using liquidity-based bridging. So CCIP is kind of neutral to this. It really depends on the token's characteristics, but CCIP is flexible for any of the combinations of these. For example, you sometimes have like a hub chain, which is from which you may lock, but then you burn and mint between those spoke chains, right? So there are different combinations that are possible. In the case of ASTR, for example, like believe we use burn and mint. So now coming to how this is practically implemented and how we worked with players such as Startail here. CCIP provides token issuers standard code templates, which we call token pools. All token pools are like, think of them as modular code implementations that abstract away token specific actions, right? For example, if you need to burn a token or mint a token, this code module helps you do that really easily and integrate really fast. And one key thing to note here is that token issuers have a lot of flexibility, right? To choose the kind of token contract that they have, as long as it has some standard, ERC20 functions in the case of EVM chains. So this is why we were really excited to support the Superchain ERC20 standard with you all, and happy that this has got implemented. There's more to come, in terms of supporting the Superchain ERC20 standard and the whole Superchain ecosystem. And that's kind of like how this whole thing works in the background to help ASTR's journey across.
Oh yeah, thank you, Nancy. That is really super helpful information, and also like as I'm a marketer, so in marketer point of view, what I feel with the CCIP is kind of like a postal service for the cross-chain tokens. You know what I mean? So, but in way more secure way. So like, oh yeah, and for ASTR, one of the most important destination is a place called Sonium, and where the token isn't just visiting, but becoming the part of the ecosystem. So Carlos, as now that ASTR has arrived and settled on the Sonium, what are the biggest benefits of having ASTR live natively on Sonium? And from Sonium perspective, how does this change possibilities for builders and users?
Great questions. So let's break this one down because it's a big win for developer, for users, and for the entire Superchain vision too. So when we talk about ACTR living natively on Sonium, we are saying, hey, this isn't a wrap token. This is ACTR, fully integrated, fully sovereign, and fully interoperable. Um, and they change everything. So let me walk through the top 5 benefits of this native deployment using Chainlink CCIP plus ERC 7802. So the first point and the first benefit of have this ACTR natively in Sonium is no more wrap tokens, just one real ACTR. For me, this is the favorite part. In the old words of Rich, tokens will be wrapped on other chains, and that create duplicate risk and a very fragmented liquidity experience for users. But with ERC 7802, we're not wrapping. We're minting and burning, like Nandini mentioned, and the same token across chains. You send ACTR from A for ASTR is born. It's appear on Sonium, it means one token, one supply, one experience. And this improve the experience for users and also for developer a lot on Sonium ecosystem. The second benefit is lightning fast transfer with zero explicate. Using Chainlink CCIP, on Startel, we saw that means every cron-chain move is ultra secure, validate, and highly reliable. Plus, we're talking about one block finality here, and that means the move is confined and don't slip, no lag, no explicate. It's like sending an email. Imagine you're sending an email per token, clean, confirm, and receive. The third benefit is gas payment in ACTR and Sonium. This is huge for user experience because you right now can use ACTR for pay gas on your favorite apps. For example, we have the case Kio Finance. They are using ACTR for pay transfers inside their application. So it's not neither just ETH for pay transaction inside of Sonium or every L2. So I think this is huge. The four is def get a unified interface. We are talking about this is thanks to ERC 7802. The mid-born logic is standardized. Developers don't need to learn new bridge API or bridge custom logic because the interface is consistent across all OP stack chains, base, OP, and of course Onion. That means faster dApps integration and more time to innovate. And the last one is one liquidity pool to roll them all. And this is really important because when there only one ACTR moving between chains, all liquidity flows together. That's a huge difference from having ACTR.E or ACTR.W, wrap ACTR, etc., and 10 pool visions. With native ACTR, your dApps and Sonium have directly access to the real assets, unlocking new defines, strategies, taking models, and composability across the entire superchain. So yeah, this is the first and most important benefits of have native ACTR on Sonium using Chainlink CCIP plus ERC 7802.
Yeah, true. Yeah. Thank you, Carlos. I believe you made the point for the ASTR utility for general users. It literally shows how ASTR on Sonium isn't just a technical integration, but a major step forward for a more cohesive and composable superchain ecosystem. Yeah. And like any good stories, this one is still being written, and the ASTR's journey isn't over. In fact, I would say it's just getting started. So after learning how to travel across the chains with CCIP, ASTR has now been upgraded to support the ERC 7802 cross-chain token standard of OP interop solutions. It's like ASTR went through a transformation, and not just bridging to other chain, but becoming more native to the superchain ecosystem itself. As so, I'll say the last destination for the ASTR is the superchain related networks. So, And at this moment, I think it would be really great to show a short demo showing the ASTR token contract is ready for the Superchain interrupt. Because sometimes words are not enough for the explanation. So sometimes we need a picture or image to help understanding the storytelling. So now in the demonstration, Carlos will actually send the ASTR from ASTR to Sonium and reveal how it appears as a Superchain ERC20 token once it arrives. Carlos, can you take it from here?
Sorry. Do you see my screen, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about how can we bridge ACTR from ASTR L1 to Sonion L2. This is the ASTR portal, is the website where you can manage your asset on ASTR L1. And as you can see, I'm connecting with an EVM wallet. In this case is Ethereum. So I have some ACTR I want to transfer to Sonium. The most simple way to do it is go to bridge to Sonium. And here I have balance on Astro EVM. Just I want to send to Sonium, and I want to put. We have to in mind the bridge fee and the time. So I want to transfer 500 ACTR. So I put the bridge, sign the transaction, and I wait for the magic happens. Right now, if we can check our transaction. And as you can see, we are using this method, and all this logic happened inside in underhood this transaction. And we've returned to Astra portal. We see that I have less, and we have to wait to have our token on Sunday. So it's take around 3 minutes. Actually, it don't have it right now, but it will happen soon.
Yeah, I can wait.
And yes, we are waiting for the transaction. Take some time. Okay, I think we can continue, and when the transaction happens and reflect to the CTR and Sony side, we can share the screen.
Oh, okay. Shall I go for the next question then?
Sure.
Okay. Yeah, I do have a question to Optimism that as a PM at Optimism, I love to hear your take from now on. So how do you feel about this? Do you think it is really helps bring these concepts closer to the general user to understand Superchain interoperability?
Yeah, I think
kind of a demonstration which it takes time a bit.
Yeah. I think, look, at the end of the day, what users want is to be able to use the tokens on their favorite applications, and interop protocols like CCIP and Superchain interop enable tokens to reach opinionated applications. So I think what Carlos was demonstrating is a great early example of how something like CCIP allows for users to take their assets wherever they want to go and use the applications that they really care about. And that to me is a huge unlock. Now, when we think about latency and capital efficiency, right? One of the beautiful things about CCIP is it works across heterogeneous block space, right? So I believe, CCIP can go to Solana, it can go to Ethereum, can go to Superchain, and that is phenomenal, right? Because you can meet builders all over there. When we think about something like Superchain interop and how it fits within CCIP, what you're effectively getting is capital efficiency gains within this Superchain cluster. The Superchain cluster is a network of chains, including Sonium, Base, OP Mainnet, Unichain, and more, some of the top L2s in the Ethereum rollup ecosystem. And because they share that same security model, that cluster, you can effectively move tokens and data with 1 second latency among there. So what does something like the ASTR token get by integrating both CCIP and Superchain interop? It gets maximum capital efficiency when going between the Superchain cluster, but then it also benefits from CCIP's ability to go to heterogeneous ecosystems. So effectively, as an example, going from something like Base to Solana or something like that. So you effectively are getting the best of both worlds, which is really cool to see. And as a user, that means I can take tokens to the apps that I really care about.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, thank you. Yeah, so like to wrap up in like a really easy and like a user point of view. So ASTR has integrated with the CCIP and also deployed the token contract in a Superchain ERC20 20 token contract. So it is being like it can be transferred from ASTR to Sonium and beyond the Superchain network. So it will be it will be like a transfer to the Base or OP mainnet and beyond on other chains. Thank you, Zane, for your install. All right, Carlos, how did it go with the demonstration right now?
It's ready. Let me share my screen again to show the result, and we can return our page. Well, we have this the result. We check our wallet. As you can see, I received the 500 ASTR right now. Take around 3 minutes, 2 minutes, it happens. And if we see the method used is mint. So what does this mean? This means that in Astral 1, the token is born. And in Sonium, it's mint using the Chainlink CCIP. So that means that it's the same address contract, is the same token, the same liquidity, and this is thank you to Chainlink CCIP. And right now is living on Sonium side. Thank you to Optimist too for let us to work on this. So yeah, it's really simple to transfer from Astro 1 to Sonium and vice versa.
Yeah. Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Well, yeah, it takes about like 2 to 3 minutes, so maybe fast or slow.
Yeah, I think so.
All right. I think this really wraps up the ASTR journey, like from ASTR to the Superchain, at least for today. As we posted on the Medium, that the ASTR token contract is already ready for the production to be like interoperability for the Superchain networks, but well, like we are like waiting for optimism for the production. So, yeah. Can you share or like spill the tea a little bit of the like a product update roadmap?
Yeah, absolutely. So our goal is to release Superchain interop as safely and securely as possible. So right now we have one additional DevNet that we're planning to run called PartnerNet. That's where we're looking forward to working closely with Chainlink and other Block Explorer teams and other applications to test their integration before we go to testnet. Once PartnerNet is wrapped up, we plan to have testnet shortly after. There's already been a governance post on the OP governance forum to go from testnet to mainnet, so you can definitely check that out. But you'll see another post go up on the governance forum as a toll gate, and if the Optimism Collective approves it, then we'll go from testnet to mainnet shortly after.
Oh, shortly after.
Yeah, so no, I can't commit to any specific timelines on this call. I would say the alpha is always in the docs, in the GitHub, and the forum at the Optimism Collective. We're doing everything in public, so you could probably sniff out where things are heading and when.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, thank you.
So good.
Yes.
Sound good. Really same.
Good to hear, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think we already we went over the ASTR's journey today with the really cringy conceptual fairy tale vibe, and at least for today. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Nandini, how was the AMA for you? Like, any final thoughts and you'd like to share before we closing out?
Yeah, I think it was a great demo. I think we're really stoked to be working with Startail and OP Labs on this. Like as Zane mentioned, we've been working very closely with the OP Labs team on the integration of CCIP with Superchain stack, as and kind of integrating it within our product roadmap as well. So we're very excited for like things to come. And as as the future developments happen on this ecosystem, and really supporting projects such as yourself. So really, really happy about that.
Oh, nice. Yeah. How was the concept? How was the concept for the ASTR journey?
I think it was great.
I really tried a lot to make it more easy for the general users. What about you, Zane? Any last comments or closing words from the Optimism side?
No. Well, I'm super excited to see the tight collaboration like this. What are we effectively doing with crypto is unlocking capital efficiency gains and enabling composability. And I think the ASTR token, where it's leveraging both CCIP, where it's leveraging the ASTR network, where it's leveraging Sonium, where it's leveraging Superchain interop, is just a beautiful example of the power of composability. So excited to see the ripe experimentation that happens because the token is able to move freely across these phenomenal ecosystems.
Oh, okay. Yeah, great. Okay, thank you. Yeah, I think we are kind of like already like a 30 minutes. Already I used the 30 minutes now. So thank you all of your guests today. Carlos from Southtail, and Nandini from Chainlink, and Zane from the Optimism. I also want to thank everyone in the audience who tuned in today, whether you're dev or holders, or just someone curious about how interoperability works. I hope this kind of a fairy tale format made the journey a little more fun and easier to follow up, although it is kind of like a really techie dev stuff. Okay, that's it from us, and thanks again for being here, you guys, and see you next time maybe. Bye.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Alicia.
Bye. Thank you. Bye-bye.